Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We're talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home nearly a year ago. And we can't forget the words in those RCMP documents. Plus, we have some breaking news. Janie McKenzie comes clean about her Washa Spinna. There is a lot to talk about tonight on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plans, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne.
Let's hit it. Let's go. You take it to church, girl. You know it.
Coming in clutch. Better tighten them pearls. Dropping cold facts. Get the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff. Just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
That phone, Miss Sherry. Ready?
Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You certainly have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world. And you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is April 12th, 2026. It is currently 8:06 p.m on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Good to see you all. The RCMP is my Canadian version of the FBI, correct? Yes, 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 yes. Very good way to put it. Yes. Good to see you all. Hello, pearls. Good to see everyone. We are talking about the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case out of Pictou County, Nova Scotia. And we are almost at a year. Still nothing as of yet. But I do believe, in my humble opinion, that's going to change. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. And we're not giving up on Jack and Lilly. Um, can't. I just can't. We just can't give up on Jack and Lilly. I know a lot of people has moved on, uh, not talking about Jack and Lilly, but I know as long as a few of us are around, no matter the differences of opinions, we're going to talk about Jack and Lilly and make sure that their case is still out there, that pressure is still mounting on the RCMP and those that did something to Jack and Lilly, because they certainly didn't just walk off. And tonight we're going to go over words, which are very important, documented words, and other things. So before we get started, if you would help me, would greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you would hit that thumbs up button, it means so much in these cases, particularly whenever they slow down. Um, please hit that thumbs up. It is a way, absolutely free way, that you can show the algorithm that these cases still matter. Jack and Lily is still not found, and it recommends this to other individuals. Also, even better, share the live. If you share the live, hit the share button, copy it in any of your favorite social media, drop that link, hit share, and it gets it out there even more so. What you can also do, you get 3 hypes a week. If you don't use it, you lose it. A hype is basically like a super thumbs up, if you will, and it gives us kind of like these points, and it kind of is like an algorithm booster, if you will. You get 3 of those a week, and you can use them on any of your favorite creators or a video that you think is really important. You get 3 of them a week. So if you would consider using one of those, you have to use it after the live stream. That really helps as well. Let me say hello to a few of you guys in chat. Hello, Miss Carol, Linda, Jennifer. The last update from the RCMP, it was stated by McKinnon that it will not be a cold case. Yes, exactly. They also talked about a criminal as well, criminally related. Hello, Miss Joyous. Good to see you, my friend. Miss Tina, hello. Robin, Miss Carrie, Wendy, Carol again. There's Daphne up in here, Jeanette, good to see you. Robin, bonjour. Wendy, Miss D, Tina, hello. Susan, bonjour. Lovey, it's good to see you, my friend. So, Marina, good to see you. Lynn, Deborah, hello, love. Connie, hello. D. White, good to see you. Um, Madagascar? Is that how you okay, yeah, I think that's right. Sorry for missing. Chris? Madagascar. Sorry, it was bothering me. Chris, good to see you. Wendy, hello. Robin, Lovies, good to see you all. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hey, Tammy, good to see you all. All right, so please don't forget to hit that thumbs. Hey, Kelly, good to see you all. Beanie, Connie, everyone. 253 thumbs up. Thank you so much, my dears. All right, lot to cover tonight. We're going to go over some things, but there's people that stand differently in uh, that's fine, whatever, float your boat. I think, I would say 95+% of people, I don't wanna speak for everybody, but I would say 95% plus, um, think that something's up with these parents. Not just one, both. I truly, think that they both know. And, hey, Alicia, good to see you. I just pray they have gotten a lot of evidence and just holding it close to the vest. Justice for Jack and Lily. Alicia, I really think so. And again, we know that the stepfather, if you will, actually the mom's boyfriend, she was living with, uh, Malehya, was living with Daniel. She, or he, Daniel is charged with a few charges, right, unrelated to Jack and Lily. And recently, the RCMP came out, the prosecutor, and said, we wouldn't take this if we didn't think we had enough. Again, unrelated to Jack and Lily, but it just, in my opinion, shows you the commitment that the RCMP has. And the last court hearing, they said there was a lot more evidence that they needed to give, I guess, Daniel's attorney along with the courts. So I think that is a good thing, right? Um, and I also believe that this could be a way, in my opinion, for them to potentially get more information. Sometimes when you open up a case, um, even though a case can be unrelated, it can open up new doors and new avenues for something else. Okay. And I that's what I'm really hoping and praying. I believe so. I believe so too. Yes, Darlene, exactly. It's both of their faults, in my opinion, as well. A couple things I want to show you before we get started. Janie, Washa Spinna, uh, coming clean, washing, right? Let me show you something. Hold on. And one of my friends sent this thing to me. So that's an AI picture that I just showed you there. But uh, wanted to show you this. If you think this was on a website, Washa and Spinner. So I guess Janie is not the only one that says Washa and Spinner. Okay. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. Hey, baby kisses, Miss Roxy. Good to see you, Valerie. Um, yeah, WHASER. Washa, Washa, Spinner. Yes. Oh my God, looks like an ice machine. But this is actually, people say these work really good. I don't know. It's kind of like a little portable uh, washa spinner. You can, Justin, you get my email about another case we covered. I have not looked at my email today, but I will, Miss Sassy. Good to see you, honey. This is the washer, and you can like put the drain like in the bathtub or wherever, and then after you wash it, it's got this little thing over here, and you can stuff a few things in there, and it spins it. So it works. It works. Um, yeah. like in a little apartment size and stuff. We call them twin tubs. Well, whenever she was first saying wash a spinna, I didn't really get what it meant, to be honest with you. I'm like, what's a wash a spinna? Don't all wash a spin? But there we go. There we go. Hey, Brian, good to see you. Callie, Squid, good to see you listening in. Nice to hear. Nice to see you, my dear. Hey, Passion. So a little bit on that. Okay. Oh my God, guys, can I show y'all something just real quick? Can I show you something? I almost started crying earlier. I need to do more videos with Remy. Look at this. Oh my
Enjoying the
God.
sun, Pearl.
Look
It's
at
so
her.
nice outside, isn't it?
This was when she was so little.
Getting our vitamin D, aren't we? Trying to get that vitamin D.
My heart, I just want to cry.
Oh, you sleepy?
She's so tiny, dear. I'm gonna cry.
Does that make you itch? Make you itch?
Let me see her.
She hears the birds chirping.
She's so stinking
Doing
cute.
Mama.
She's so
You see
stinking
people?
cute.
You see people. Gotta know what's going on at all times.
Oh, look at there.
Watch her. She's gotta look. Oh, Shaquila, she's doing that. Oh, Oh, no, boy, no, bueno. I am gonna tell.
Isn't she so cute? I was just I was pulling up some videos and getting ready for the live stream here. And I was like, oh my God, that popped up. I was about ready to cry right now. It's just so quick. Time goes by too quick. It gives me anxiety thinking about it. Okay. Let's do it. Let's get to it. First things first. For people who, in my opinion, look over Malehya or Daniel, remember what I'm scared of monkeys. My aunt had spider monkeys that were mean and freaked me out. Really, Lynn? Oh goodness. Yeah, I mean, my Pearl, she's crazy, but she's not mean at all. Did she ever take? Oh no, she won't take off on me. Can't get her off of me half the time, anyways. Because they're. But anyway, okay. So remember what they said. For people who overlook one or the other, and this is why I personally think that both of them know more because of their words. Remember, these are documented. This is what they told the RCMP, and these will matter. These words will matter. On May 2nd, 2025, 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan were reported missing from their house at their Gairloch home in Lansdowne, Nova Scotia. Lilly was last seen by her mother, Malehya, and stepfather, Daniel. The morning, sometimes between 8 a.m. and 9:40 a.m. Both of them told the RCMP that they saw Jack and Lilly on the morning that they disappeared, right? And let me tell you something. In my opinion, that's going to come back to bite them both in the ass, in my opinion. it's really going to come back to bite him in the ass. Why do I say that? Well, because I do believe that the RCMP will most probably prove that in the early hours of the morning, probably after midnight to 5 a.m., that something happened to Jack and Lilly between those hours. And if they are able to prove that, then this will come back to bite them, because if something happened between those times, you didn't see them that morning. You didn't have this uh, story with them that morning that they, for instance, woke little Meadow up and all of that, right? Hey, Miss Sarah, good to see you, love. Oh yeah, oh yeah, old garden gal. Yeah, it certainly uh maybe, maybe. Yep. And if they are able to prove that, um, she could be in a lot of trouble as well, right? Hey, Angel's good to see you, my dear. Good to see you. Hey, Leslie. So, okay. All right. Here we go. Between 8 a.m. and 9:40 a.m. Those times are very, very interesting to me, because 9:40 a.m. Miss Janie, um, this is when the kids would have had to have been outside after 9:40 a.m., right? They would have had to have been outside after 9:40 a.m. And don't forget, Miss Janie says allegedly, whenever she comes out of the camper and she sees Malehya holding Meadow, and she says, "What's up, Malehya?" And Malehya says, "The kids are missing." And Janie responds, "Well, how long have they been missing?" Well, that's a problem. Why is it a problem? Why would Janie ask how long they've been missing whenever she just heard them outside playing minutes, like literally minutes ago, right? Now think of that. Think of that. If this is, 9:40 in the morning, Janie couldn't have it couldn't have been literally just a few minutes. Well, it's a problem, because Janie said she didn't even tell Malehya right then and there that she heard them. That's exactly right, Daphne. Bingo. And I was making that point the other day, right? So think about this. Like, Janie, with their own lips, said, "Well, I didn't tell Malehya. I just, I heard them." That would be number one thing to say, right? What do you mean that they're missing? That would be very confusing for Janie, right? Because you just heard them. You, and what you say, Tucka, heard them outside just like less than probably 5 minutes prior. So, like, how does that make sense? How does that make sense? Janie said she talked to them and saw them getting bugs. That was the night. That was the night prior. Yeah, yeah. Malehya could have said, "I just seen Lilly at 8:30," and Janie could have said, "I just heard them." Yep. Bingo. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So, 8 a.m. and 9:40 a.m., when she came into their bedroom, Jack had not been seen since the night before. Okay, got a question there. It says Jack had not been seen since the night before. If that is true, I thought Malehya said she told the kids. So this is the thing. Remember, Malehya said that Jack and Lilly woke up Meadow, right? And she told Jack and Lilly to, settle down and be quiet, right? That morning. You're not like, how did you tell them to settle down and be quiet if you didn't see them? Right. So you're not going to, let's say, Little Miss Meadow is, Jack and Lilly wake Meadow up, right? Well, Malehya's not going to scream, "Be quiet! The kids are, Meadow's asleep." You're not going to say that because you don't want to wake her up any further or get her startled any further. So you're going to go to the next room over and be like, "Be quiet, Jack." Right? That's what you're going to do. You're not going to scream because you're telling Jack and Lilly to not scream and be loud. But she says she doesn't see them that morning. How interesting, right? How interesting. The entire disappearance is sketchy from start to finish with all of them. It really is, PGH. It really is. Hey, Linda, good to see you. Yeah. So how did that happen, Miss Malehya? Inquiring minds would like to know. So, moving on here. Jack had not been seen since the night before. Like I said, then how did you tell them to be quiet that morning? When she came into, okay, that was when Jack had not been seen since the night before, but Malehya and Daniel heard him playing in the house that morning during the same time frame. An extensive search involving ground search and rescue, air support, and underwater searches were conducted between May 2nd and May 9th, and again between May 17th and May 19th, 2025, but was unsuccessful. Their whereabouts are still unknown, and the investigation is continuing, right? Okay. And this is where they talk about that they were last seen outside at the Dollarama beforehand. On May 16th, I presented an application for records access order for the cell phone records for Malehya Brooks-Murray and Daniel Martell. The authorization was granted by the Justice of Peace, Bruce McLaren, I don't know, McLaughlin, on the Justice of the Center in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. The order had been executed. So, again, I think, why is it taking 2 weeks for them to get the records? Again, I think that they messed up in the beginning. I'm not, as much as I support the RCMP on this, I think it took them way too much time. But they did. Police reporting is the RCMP computer system, which contains information obtained by the RCMP by various enforcement agencies, including during the course of the investigation, such as individuals' names, date of birth, addresses, telephone numbers, as well as file information. Okay. All right. So here's where Janie says this. Janie said Jack and Lilly are her step grandchildren. She lives in the camper on the same property as the residence from where Jack and Lilly were missing. She said she saw them all week. Regarding Friday, she said the following. On Friday morning, when she got up at 6 a.m. and had her tea and cigarettes around 7 a.m., she went out and tended to her chickens or her chicken and let a dog out, Tucka, right? Let Tucka out. She went back inside and played a game on her cell phone. Okay, so it's after 7 a.m. Remember that. She got a call from her brother Ron at 8:48. So that is an hour and 48 minutes after she's back inside and feeds her chickens, has a cigarette, and then an hour and 48 minutes later at 8:48, she's talking to Ron, right? And they talked about going to town. After she was done talking to him, she went back to bed and must have dozed off after scrolling on her Facebook. She originally said she might have learned the children were gone around 8:48, which is very interesting, right? At 8:48 a.m., she is saying that when Ron called, that maybe whenever she learned that Jack and Lilly had went missing, right? I remember that, Justin, 8:48 a.m. Bingo. Yes. Yes. How in the hell would you get 8:48? And when you talk to Ron about going to town, remember, they speak to Janie about what happened that morning the same day the kids go missing. Okay. Right. They're talking to all of them, talking to Daniel, talking to Malehya, talking to Janie. How did that happen? Janie says in the beginning at 8:48, right around the time she talks to Ron about going to town, that's when she might have learned Jack and Lilly was missing. Okay? Very important. Around 8:48 a.m. Now listen to this, comma, before she talked to Ron. Excuse me? So you might have learned Jack and Lilly went missing before you talked to Ron? Mm, boy, that's interesting, isn't it? So why would you talk to Ron about going to town after you learned Jack and Lilly went missing? Very interesting, Miss Joyous. Yes. Ron actually texted her at 6:15. Oh, yes. 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 Which is incredibly weird. Incredibly weird. Right? And again, like I've always said, there's a lot of people doing a lot of things at around 6:15 that morning in Malehya's house and Janie's house, right? There's a lot of things happening in Malehya and Daniel's house and Janie's house at around 8 something that morning with the phone calls. And there's a lot of stuff happening around 9:45 in Malehya's house and uh, Janie's house as well. Don't forget, Malehya tried to get a hold of her mother that morning uh, as well. But it's very convenient that they're all dozing off at, the most important times, but they are also all, conscious enough to know that the kids are laughing and playing that morning. Save it. Thank you, Miss Dolores. Appreciate you very, very much, my love. I know. Jack and Lily were failed miserably, miserably, and we can't fail them. We cannot fail them. I don't think the RCMP will fail them either. Malehya and Daniel and Janie and everyone but the teachers failed Jack and Lily. Yeah. Thank you so much, Miss Dolores. Appreciate you. Hey, Miss Darlene. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much. Thanks for going amazing. Thank you so much, Miss Darlene. Appreciate you very, very much, my dear. So good to see you. Appreciate your support. And thank you, Dolores and Darlene, for both being members here on the Pearl family. Appreciate you, love. Sarah, good to see you, baby. Thank you so much for gifting that necklace. If you received that, make sure you give our Sarah a big, big thank you. Really do appreciate you, my love. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Interview with Belinda on informative. I'm catching up on the case. I haven't heard it before. Oh, really, Lisa? Oh, wow. I'm glad you're learning about this case. It's a very, very sad case. Very sad case, but we're not going to quit with Jack and Lily. Okay. I'm going to play something here in just 1 second. But 8:48, she originally said she might have learned that the children were gone. Now, that's an interesting word as well, that they were gone or that they were missing. Okay. Around 8:48, before she talked to Ron, but later clarified the timeline in her second statement, right? Just like Daniel tried to make it seem like Wednesday was Thursday and mix the two timelines, but that got clarified, didn't it? Daniel, Janie, Malehya. Her dog started barking, and that's what woke her up. She heard Lily and Jack in the backyard playing on the swings and laughing. Then she dozed off again. She woke up again when she heard Daniel yelling for Jack and Lily. Interesting. How long could have Daniel have been yelling, right? Because they go outside and he goes up the hill, and then Malehya's standing out there, right?
My dog's name is not Fluffy. My dog's name is Tucker. Tucker.
Tucker.
Tucker.
Tucker.
If you don't hear it, maybe you'll know what it spells.
Thank you, Miss Janie, for the spelling bee. Really appreciate you, my dear. Thank you. In my opinion, wasn't it freezing? Yes. Yes, it was cold. It was cold. Don't forget, Janie heard a female shushing. Yeah, that's what her and Daniel and Durwood were all trying to say, right? Okay, but she heard Daniel yelling for Jack and Lily. She didn't think anything of it because Jack liked to look for bugs and get into things when he was doing that. So it's this is the kids weren't at school Thursday because they were sick, but they, ran around all day long with Daniel and Malaya. And the kids weren't at school Friday, but she thought the kids was just outside playing while it was cool, cold, damp, wet, uh, early in the morning, and she thought that was normal, right? When she knew that they were home the day before. Hmm. Taka is not fluffy because he's losing his damn fur from distress. I know. I know. Yes. Taka. Tukkah. Taka. Okay. So, didn't think nothing about that, right, though, Janie? All right. Moving forward here. So, like, most 4-year-olds are outside in a cold Nova Scotia morning at in the ass crack of morning while they're sick, right? They're outside looking for bugs and worms that early. Yeah, right. Get right on that. Um, but heard Daniel yelling when she came outside after waking up again. She saw Malaya standing at the rock pile holding Meadow. Malaya said Jack and Lilly were missing for about 20 minutes and she had called 911. Okay. Again, I see this a lot differently now because I've had time to kind of step away. Okay. Here's another thing. If the kids were missing about 20 minutes already, even though Janie said she had just heard them outside. Remember, she was the last one because she put herself in that to say that she heard Jack and Lilly playing out on the swing set, right? In the documents, this says she Malaya had already called 911. Come again? How did Malaya already call 911? How did Malaya already call 911? Daniel said she had called 911 when he had ran up the hill and came back down, and she was on the phone with 911, or she might have been. He said it took him like 25 seconds, or she might have been texting on the phone. But this 911 call was 9 or 10 minutes long. Don't forget that, folks. Right? This 911 call was like 10 minutes. I've got the receipt of how long it was. So make that make sense a little bit. If the kids were already missing 20 minutes at the time Janie says that Jack and Lilly had been missing, well, that means Malaya had to call 10 minutes ago, 10 minutes prior, right? Which means they called 911 within 10 minutes of Jack and Lilly being missing. right? Because Malehya said, Janie comes out and says, "Hey, Malehya, what's up? The kids are missing. How long have they been missing? 20 minutes." Again, even though Janie had heard them, she says. And then on top of that, this document says Malehya said she had already called 911. Their 911 call was 10 minutes long. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't work. And the reason this absolutely falls on its face is because none of it happened that morning, in my opinion. Hey, Mohawk. Hey, YouTuber. Lisa, Sammy, Lori. PGH, they both are. They both are. They all three are, if you ask me, because they're lying on a 4 and 6 year old. Yeah, I mean, they are. They're all lying. None of it holds water. And that's why I will not support any of them. Why? Because they made their bed together that morning. They made it. They concocted, in my opinion, the same story that they were both in bed, that one was asleep or one was awake. One heard the kids, the other one heard the kids. They were dozing in and out. And if you made the same story up that morning, then you stick with that fucking story. Period. You stick with it. Okay? Because it's in the documents, as Daniel would say. Okay. Now listen to this. Malehya said Jack and Lilly were missing for about 20 minutes and she had called 911. Janie got her coat and boots and walked around looking for them. Daniel was searching for them. Her brother called her again around 10:19 a.m. Okay. Again, Janie's brother did call at 10:19. That is true. Janie recently said that she was outside standing right beside Malehya when she had got that call. The phone call went in at 10:01. The 911 call went in at 10:01. 10:01 a.m. Malehya was on the phone. It was 9 or 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure it was 10 minutes. The 911 call lasted. So we'll say till 10:11 a.m. Right? How can I put this? If that is true, I mean, those facts are true. Malehya called at 10:01. It lasted 10 minutes, 9-10 minutes. How is Janie said in this document that Malehya had already called 911 when she went out there, right? When she went outside and asked Malehya what's up, she said that the kids were missing. They had been missing for about 20 minutes and that she had already called 911, which would mean it would have to be after 10:11 a.m. Do you get what I mean? Or are you confused? I want you to be honest because I want you to get this. Okay. If I need to make a thing, I'll make it because let me show you this. Okay. let me show you this. So how can Malehya have already spoken? The timeline stinks. I get you, Justin. Yes. How can Malehya say she's already spoken to 911 whenever it's after 10:11 a.m.? And Janie says she goes in and puts on her coat, her boots, and goes and looks for Jack and Lilly, and she sees Daniel in the backyard, or in the back part of the house. She sees Daniel, and Daniel says, "Are you coming with me?" And Janie says, "No, I'm going to stay back here and look for Jack and Lilly." Okay. If it's 10:11 with which is what time Malehya would have gotten off the phone with 911, Janie doesn't take her phone when she's searching, right? So after that, at 10:19, Janie gets a phone call, and says she's standing beside Malehya when her brother calls again. It couldn't have happened. It could not have happened like that. Hey, nerdy Lisa Boo vibes. So big problems there. Big problems there, right? Okay. All right. Let me show you something right here. I think this is it. Give me a second. Okay. Bear with me as I pull this little part up here. Guys, if you're just joining us, please hit that thumbs up button. If you would consider sharing this live out. Good to see everyone. Okay. Janie spoke to DT a while back. It's going to go to DT.
So just
used to go by Drunk Turkey.
wanted to let you know we are live.
Okay. Just to clear up a few things, the investigators, RCMP, anybody to do with law enforcement is welcome to come on this property and do what they have to do.
Have you
I
been
just wanted to clear that up.
and have they contacted you yet?
No, they haven't, and they haven't contacted Daniel neither.
And so they've not asked you.
Old Garden. Good to see you, Mamacita. Thank you so much for your support. Really do appreciate you. If you received that pearl necklace, make sure you give Old Garden Gal a big thank you. Appreciate you, Old Garden Gal. Do you like, I'm assuming you like the garden? I've got all kinds of plants. I thought about starting a plant channel, actually. I love plants.
If they can come on the property?
No, they haven't.
Have they
But
asked you in the past?
Yes, they have. But I also told them that they didn't need my permission to come on here. They could come anytime they wanted to come.
Perfect. Yeah, it doesn't seem like you guys are.
Janie, you wouldn't allegedly even let them in your camper when Jack and Lilly first went missing, because Tucka was in there, right?
Are opposing anything from what I can see.
Nothing to hide. And another thing I want to state too is Sonny says that for people to go out and search the property out around here. Well, I'm just going to mention something. I already discussed that with the investigators, and the investigators said it would be in our best interest not to let anybody on the property, because I could get in a lot of trouble. As Kent said, if somebody falls and breaks their leg or gets hurt in any way, I am liable for them.
That and these individuals aren't law enforcement. I mean, as much as a lot of people think that they're put on this earth to solve cases without any experience or education or training is beyond me. You're not. Don't go on anybody's property. That's how people get hurt. That's how people end up getting shot. They wandered into the wrong property, and somebody with a gun who don't like them on their property ends up, expressing themselves in one form or fashion. Now, I'm not sure how the laws are out there, if you're allowed to have guns on your properties and things of that nature, but don't be going on anybody's property.
Let me find it here.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Hold on.
The drones and things of that nature. Is that correct?
Yes.
Hold on. Damn. Is it right here?
You've told me that you've seen, though, a number of people that have driven by your property, drones and things of that nature. Is that correct?
Yes, we have people driving by here. Actually, I have signs up that say no trespassing in private drive, but people still have the balls, to stop in our driveway. And when we walk out to the end of the driveway to see what they want, they put the car in reverse and they take off up the road. They turn up.
This makes me think Janie's on the math herself. Very paranoid. Very paranoid. It's amazing how they are so hyper vigilant since Jack and Lilly has went missing and all of that. But, now that people are going in and out of their driveway and doing drones and they're not dozing in and out of sleep, now are they? They know every single mother chicken that goes in and out of there. How interesting. But when there's a 4 and 6 year old out there, everybody's just the fuck asleep. This is an actual picture of Janie whenever she walks out of her camper of the morning, smoking a cigarette and feeding her chicken. This is an actual picture. You're welcome in advance. Right, Daniel? Right. Okay, moving forward here.
At the Lansdowne Station Road, come back again and just drive by. Mm-hmm. And we also have drones that go here all night. Yeah. I don't know why. If they like to watch a 60-year-old woman and a 34-year-old boy sleep, that's their choice. Another thing I'd like to clear up.
How do you know? You dozing in and out all night as well, Janie? While they're watching, you say, a 60-year-old buffoon and a 30-year-old buffoon.
What Kent is saying, Kent has never been on this property. So nothing against you, Kent, but if you don't know what you're talking about, don't say nothing. My brothers and myself, my family is originally from here. My brother Ron lives in the homestead, so I grew up here. And my brothers have grown up here.
Was the chicken good? Someone said they ate the chicken. Oh my God. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Mother chicken. Baby kisses. Look at you. You sashaying in here. Look at you, darling. Gifting a pearl necklace. Work the runway, girl. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you. You received that pearl necklace. Make sure you thank our beautiful baby kisses. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Come on, Cherry. Lighten up. Come on. You know you like it. Let's go.
I have 5 brothers and 1 sister. They have grown up in this area. We know this area like the back of our hands. Now, as far as Ken is saying about sinking in bogs 10 feet deep, no, that's not true. There is no such things as the bogs.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Janie is a bog. I cannot stand that word. I don't like that word, bog. Yeah, I was muted. Sorry, sandwich. Thank you, Green Eyes. Yes, please hit the thumbs up, y'all. It's okay. What's okay? I love you, darling. Appreciate you. I don't like that word, bog. Isn't that a word for toilet in the UK? LOL, we use the word bog out this way. I don't like the word bog. I don't like it. I don't know. It just sounds dirty to me.
Sinking in bogs 10 feet deep? No, that's not true. There is
No.
no such things as the bogs around here. And as far as Steve Cliffs goes, as far
it
as
means
I
swamp.
know, and my brothers have searched this property, searched all around here. The only big cliff on this property is just sinking
Janie,
in bogs.
Janie, that's the problem. Your brothers called very early that morning, and you're saying they searched the property. That seems like part of the problem.
Sinking in bogs 10 feet deep? No, that's not true. There is no such things as the bogs around here. And as far as Steve Cliffs goes, as far as I know, and my brothers have searched this property, searched all around here.
Yeah.
The only big
I've got a couple of family members in the UK, and they, UK and Scotland, and there's different name for the toilet, but they'll call it either toilet. What is the other one they call it? They call it bog. They call it the loo. I like the loo. That's good. Yeah, bog, swamp, same thing. But
cliff on this property is just up back of my house here, and it has been searched.
Good deal. Good to know.
So
one question, Janie. How much property do you own? How big is your property?
I own 2.2 acres.
Okay, so a lot of the surrounding area isn't even your property, correct?
No, mostly all the property that is out here is privately owned.
Okay.
The only place that is Scott Paper or loans back in my place here.
Remember, Daniel says he parks down by the bog or the swamp that's right next to down below his house. And he says he immediately gets out of the car, right? And he says the RCMP immediately has eyes on him. They can't see him all the way down there, number one. And he says, they say, Daniel, don't go back in the woods. But number one, how do they know his name? Number two, how do they know he's in the woods? And number three, how do they see him when they can't see him that far? Number four, why did he park down there when there was a lot of extra parking on the side of the road? This is whenever RCMP just got there. And I feel like, in my opinion, that bog, something may have been, something still could be in there. I don't think Jack and Lilly are in there, but I think there could be something in there, or something was thrown in there and later potentially taken.
I don't know how many acres, but there's another friend of the family that owned this property. The son.
Daniel only says things that benefits him, or something he can go ahead and get ahead of for later.
The fellow that owned this property before I bought it, he owns 100 acres up back. And another thing I wanted to mention is the trails that you were talking about. The only trail that would be a very access for the kids to go, if they did wander it, would be the road that's up the top of my place.
Listen
up
to
the top
this.
of the hill here.
Listen.
That goes through and goes up and goes out through the pipeline. All the other trails grew up with altars. Very difficult to walk through.
So the trail with the pipeline, is that the same pipeline where the foot?
Yes, this is the trail that, what's the gal's name? What's the creator's name that was there the other day? I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. She was on panel with us before. Anyway, she was there the other day. And Jack and Lilly couldn't have walked through there at that time. It was very, very much, Shan, thank you, it was very much grown up during that time. So Janie is saying they would have a hard time walking through that, except for maybe one trail. Well, then where the hell did they go, Jack and Lilly? Which they don't even think that they walked away. They're blaming Malehya, of course. Hey, Mish, good to see you. Brian. Ron, good to see you. Ariel. Marina, good to see you. She just said accident before she said, really? Emo Hawk, but she lived there for 27 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Prints, or the boot prints were found?
Hold on, listen to that.
Of my place up the top of the hill here that goes through and goes up and goes out through the pipeline. All the other trails grew up with altars.
Which that pipeline is where on the corner of where that pink blanket was found, and in the area where those shoe prints were found, i.e. planted.
Difficult to walk through.
So the trail with the pipeline, is that the same pipeline where the footprints or the boot prints were found?
No, that is up the Lansdowne Road.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you leave my place, okay, come out of my driveway and turn right and go up the road and you pass the tracks, and then you go to your right again up the dirt road, the Lansdowne Road, and you go up there. The pipeline that their tracks were found on was up there on your left-hand side. The blanket was found just before the pipeline on a road that Scott Paper had put in. That is like a government thing that they go up there and they cut pulpwood and that. It's government owned.
How many ways?
So Janie knows where the blanket is and the shoe prints, but Daniel said he wasn't exactly sure and he's never been there.
Can you walk there? Is there just one way that you have to walk down the street and up the street, the main streets to get there? Or are there alternative paths through the back to get there through some of these four-wheeler drives?
Through the pipeline?
Yeah,
where the pipeline where the footprint was found?
Correct.
The only way you can get through there, if you go up back of up to the top, the road up by the top of my hill, if you go up that road and you go up through the woods and you go down the pipeline, you can go down through that way, but you have to cross over the railroad tracks. A brook and then the railroad tracks.
But you can get there, that's not the main drive. Like you don't have to necessarily walk.
Which again, think about this. Daniel, he says the first place he goes is when he leaves his driveway is he makes a right, goes down past the railroad tracks, crosses the railroad tracks, then goes down Lansdowne Road, which is where the blanket was planted, and in my opinion, where the shoe prints was planted as well. And again, the neighbors said that they heard Daniel's vehicle in the early hours of the morning do just that. And they had no idea what Daniel, they said very, very in the first days that this happened. Daniel later says this exact same thing months later.
Walk on the street to get there, correct?
They would not have known that at all. If they didn't hear it or see it, how would they know?
You can go up the Lansdowne Road.
Okay.
And the pipeline, if you go up the Lansdowne Road from the 289 and you go up the Lansdowne Road and on your left is the pipeline, you can only walk through the pipeline. You can go up there with a four-wheeler.
Yeah.
But for a vehicle to get up there, no, you can't drive a vehicle on the pipeline.
But you can walk
four-wheeler,
there.
yes. You can walk up the pipeline, yes.
Okay.
But you can do a four-wheeler up the pipeline. Interesting. That Janie and Justin and Daniel were all up there. They say afterwards, Jack and Lilly went missing. All three of them on that four-wheeler.
But I'm not sure how far the footprint was found. Malehya just said.
Daniel said he's never been up there where the blanket was planted. However, Janie says that Daniel, Justin, and Daniel's friends were all up there right around where the blanket and the boot print was after Jack and Lily went missing. But Daniel says he doesn't know. He's never been there. Come on now. Come on now. Casey, 21 months. What a rock star. What a legend. The fact that they are still watching Free and Furious. It does, Casey. I know. Trust and believe, honey. It does a lot of us, but the wheels of justice turn slowly, and RCMP are going to get the scavengers that did this to Jack and Lily. They are. It infuriates me too. Again, Daniel's court date is May 4th, coming up pretty soon. Again, unrelated, but very interesting, right around the time Jack and Lily will be their 1-year anniversary.
A picture and I sent it to you. That's the only picture I've seen of that footprint.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how far up there it
Yes.
was found or not.
Sure did, Leslie.
I have no clue.
And just a couple of background questions. Have you or your
Sure.
son ever lawyered up?
No, we haven't.
Have you?
Oops, what happened? 1 second. I'm at 6:45. 1 second, guys. It froze. I want to. Uh-oh. Can y'all still see me? Let me know if y'all can still see me. Okay. Thank you, Joyous. Okay. All right. Let me pull this up. Let me pull up this other thing. 1 second here. While that's redoing it, let me find the script. Okay. Okay. And okay. One second. Shoes. Give me a second, guys. I can't imagine if I was shoes on and he would have. Give me a second. I would say, Jack, put your shoes. You guys just don't understand. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Search. Ooh, that's too many of them. Okay. They have search my trailer. Okay. Let me go to this real quick, because this is not wanting to work. It's freezing on me. Okay. Here we go. All right. So people understand. Okay. Here it is, I'm pretty sure. Credit's going to go to Char's True Crime Story Podcast. I'm going to drop her link right here. Make sure you sub up to Char. She's been on this case a long time as well.
That's all I want. That's all anybody wants. If there is enough people praying and enough people out there looking for them, hopefully we can find them. Hopefully we can bring them home to stop this. Lilly and Jack must be out of their minds, not knowing what's going on or what's happening to them. They don't deserve that. They don't.
Hey, Enoch.
I wouldn't even want to be a kid in their situation, because I know that I wouldn't understand what's going on. So they must be out of their mind, not being able to see their mother or see Daniel, or just being around the other two grandchildren, or Meadow, poor little Meadow. You should see her when Lilly and Jack would go up to her.
It's right up here. I don't think Jack and Lily would want to see Daniel, because according to reports, is that Jack didn't want to go back to the home because he didn't want to see Daniel.
Her eyes would light up and her big smile on her face. Now she can't see them. It must, even though she's small, she must be hurting. She's such a bright little.
Okay, listen.
How do I know they weren't in the woods? Since that's a brief search, I know those kids. I've observed those kids. As I said, I walked with those kids through the woods. I had to carry Jack through the woods. He wouldn't go through the woods. He would stand there. He wouldn't go over a branch. He wouldn't go under a branch. I had to carry him over them. So I know they're not in the woods.
So my question is, Janie, if you thought they would not go in the woods and you had just heard them a few minutes prior, again, those are your words, ma'am, your words, that you had just heard them playing out on the swing, laughing and all of that, then why did you say that you immediately searched in the woods whenever you couldn't get Jack to walk in the woods whatsoever? And more importantly, why didn't you ask Malehya, what do you mean the kids are missing? I just heard them. You didn't bring that up to her. And again, those are your words. Hey, B, I forgot to email you. I just remembered that. Sounds like the children not going into the woods. Yeah. And you just heard her a second ago say that they would not go, they wouldn't be able to go through the trails or anything like that. They were overgrown. But she's like, oh, how long have they been missing? Even though you were the last one to see and hear them, Janie. How long have they been missing? 20 minutes. Okay, well, let me just go get my shoes on. No questions asked. Got it. Got it. Okay. Now, look at this. Documents. Documents. Here we go. Now, Janie got her coat and boots and walked around looking for them. Daniel was searching for them. Her brother called again around 10:19 a.m. after this had happened. Okay. Malehya called her mother, who came to the house. Yes, that was in the afternoon. Or she called earlier. She called early that morning, and then she called again later. But regardless, Malehya talked to her and said, I told you they had autism. Family members started to show up. One of her brothers went to get an ATV, and they continued searching. Janie said for the rest of Friday, she searched for the kids with her family members. Janie provided some background information. Janie, now, big question here, Janie. Janie was concerned about the timeline because there was no way the kids could have walked from the yard up to the road where Daniel was in the vehicle without seeing them. What does that mean? Janie was concerned about the timeline because there was no way the kids could have walked from the yard up to the road where Daniel was in the vehicle without seeing them. What does that mean? It always got me too. But here's my other thing here. Janie is concerned about this timeline with the RCMP when she's first interviewed, right? There's no way that the kids could have, went in the woods or anything. But she doesn't ask Malehya that when she comes out and says, Malehya, what's up? The kids are missing. How long have they been missing? 20 minutes. But again, don't forget, Janie was the last one to claim to hear the kids, Jack and Lilly, playing on their swing, but didn't ask. This is weird. I just heard them. How can they be out in the woods? How could they have gotten away when I just heard them? But she says in the RCMP here that she's concerned about that timeline, but she wasn't concerned. The first thing you're going to ask when they go missing, what do you mean? I just heard the kids. How can they be missing? Come on now. Come on. Yeah, I don't get I don't get this part. Janie was concerned with the timeline because there was no way the kids could have walked from the yard up to the road where Daniel was in the vehicle without her seeing them. Janie said when the kids were in the yard, she usually watched them the most. But she didn't that morning, right? She said the kids were at school Monday and Tuesday because the bus picked them up right outside the house. Wednesday was an in-service day and they were home. But they went to their grandma's house to do laundry and didn't get home until 10 p.m. Thursday, they didn't go to school, but they were in the yard playing through the day, and she gave them snacks. Janie said Malehya and Daniel are having financial difficulties. Janie said Jack would not go for a walk on his own. She said Jack, Lilly, and Daniel went for walks in the woods all the time, and they had to carry Jack sometimes because he got tired and would just sit in one place. Janie said she does not believe the kids are in the woods. Now, if I were Janie and, Jack would not go in the woods and stuff. Now, maybe this is just me, but most people don't go for a walk in the woods during the winter, especially with kids. And it had been the winter there, right? So when is the last time they had actually went for a walk in the woods? I'm sure it was 4 to 6 months prior, which is a big age difference between a 3.5 and a 4-year-old, right? I can't imagine Daniel, the kids, and Janie walking in the woods when it's very cold. I just don't see that. So if I were Janie, I would have said something to the effect of, well, back in the fall or, the last time, if it had been a significant amount of time since we went for a walk. Like back then, he wouldn't, like, I had to carry him. Now, I don't know, he's grown a little bit, uh, and he might walk now, but back then he wouldn't go. You know what I mean? Most people just don't walk during the winter time in the woods. Just not what anyone in a cold climate does. It's really not. It's especially with kids. Janie said Jack would not walk on his own. She said, okay, they went for walks all the time, and she had to carry Jack because he would get tired and just sit in one place. Janie said she does not believe the kids are in the woods. Okay. Excuse me. Malehya provided 4 statements to police. 2 statements were provided on May 2nd. Again, the day Jack and Lilly vanished. Same as Daniel. Very interesting how Janie, or sorry, not Janie, Malehya and Daniel can't remember the night before. Just literally less than 12 hours. Can't remember 12 hours. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Miss Mama. How can you not remember 12 hours before, the night before? Not even 24 hours. But you can remember, they can remember Wednesday, right? Can't remember Thursday night. Can remember Thursday during the day, but can't remember a lot about Thursday night. When the kids, something really might have happened. May 2nd and May 3rd, and one on May 4th. Again, which is very interesting. Daniel gave statements then as well. Daniel's court, unrelated to Jack and Lily's court hearing, is also May 4th, 2026. Malehya and them are providing statements on May 4th, 2025. Just an observation. The following is a statement summary of what she said. These are Malehya's words. Okay. On the day Jack and Lily went missing, she, meaning Malehya, meaning the mother, heard them playing in the other room and was going in and out of sleep. Convenient. Lily came in the room around 8:20 a couple times. Daniel was sleeping the whole time and didn't really wake up. So, do y'all understand this? Malehya is saying she saw Lily that morning. Let me read that again. On the day Jack and Lily went missing, she heard them playing in the other room and was going in and out of sleep. Lily came in the room around 8:20 in the morning a couple times. Daniel was sleeping the whole time and didn't really wake up, but I thought Daniel was the one who seen these kids, Miss Malehya, Mr. Daniel. You guys can't even get your fucking story straight. Your guys are lying on a 4 and a 6-year-old babies. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is exactly right, Joyous. I have stepped back from this and I'm able to see things that I could not see before. Yes. And what time did she call her mom? I can't remember. So, Malehya, For people who just, believe Malehya, but they don't believe Daniel. For people that believe Daniel, but don't believe Malehya. They are both in it. They are both equal as far as I'm concerned. 828 missed call. Thank you, AB. How interesting, isn't it? How interesting. Same time. Very interesting, right? Again, I'm going to read that again. On the day Jack and Lilly went missing, she, meaning Malehya, heard, as in audible, them, meaning Jack and Lilly, playing, as in what kids do, in the other room, and was going in and out of sleep. Lilly, meaning her daughter, came in the room, meaning their room, at around 8:20 in the morning, which means Daniel, Malehya, if RCMP can prove that something happened before 8:20 and you guys are lying your ass off about this, you're both in really hot water. Oh, absolutely, Tina. Absolutely. But here it is. Lilly came in the room around 8:20 a couple times. Daniel was sleeping the whole time and didn't really wake up. She didn't hear them anymore around 9:40 a.m. So she got up and they couldn't find them. So they call 911. So 8:20 to 9:40. Hey, Shy, good to see you, honey. Oh, it's a lie when they say really didn't, might have been. They're all lying their ass off when they say something like that. Yeah. Yes. So she's seen Lilly, didn't see Jack, but heard them, then didn't. Okay, yeah. But the problem is, Daniel, we've talked about this for months. Daniel is the one that says, hey, Carrie, he heard Jack and Lilly and then seen Lilly. She kept coming into the room, right? 1 second here. Do I got it? Let me find it here. I don't think I have it pulled up right now, but he says Lilly kept coming into the room. He says it on DT's channel. He says it on one of the news channels as well, that he heard the doorbell or the doorknob, the lock or something. And he also said later that Lilly said something to him. Here, Malehya is saying she is the one that sees and hears Lilly. And Daniel was not awake at this time. Daniel saying the complete opposite. But yet, they were both in bed together and none of them could have gotten out of the bed, they say. Come on now. Y'all believe them? You nuts. Okay. The police came and got statements. Everyone was frantically searching for them. Malehya did not think this would take days. Malehya discussed what happened earlier in the week. Okay. She talks about Wednesday, talks about Thursday. Malehya kept Lilly and Jack home from school on Thursday morning because they had a cough. Okay. Again, this is a big ass lie. Kids have coughs all the time, unless it's the Rona, or they've got a fever, they've got diarrhea, they're throwing up, they can go to school. You didn't seem to take them to the doctor or be concerned because you ran around with them for 2 days and you let them play outside and dig up, worms allegedly and all that. So again, it's just a reason they didn't want them to go to school. In my opinion, there was bruises, but that's just my opinion. Excuse me. Okay. Malehya kept Lilly and Jack home on Thursday morning because they had a cough. She contacted the school on the app at 6:18 a.m. The kids got up and came into the bedroom. Meadow was already up and in bed with Malehya. They got up and headed out to get the kids breakfast. They wanted the TV on and they wanted to play with their toys. Everyone was woke around 9 a.m. This was Thursday. Or sorry. This had to be Wednesday. No, wait, let me think here. No, this was Thursday. Yeah, this was Thursday. Okay. This was Thursday morning. So Malehya says she gets up at 6:18 a.m. She calls the school, right? She says the kids got up and came into Malehya and Daniel's bedroom. Now, Meadow was already up by 6:18 that morning. And apparently they came into the room. Hold on one second. Meadow was already up in bed with Malehya. They got up and headed to get the kids breakfast. They wanted the TV on and wanted to play with their toys. Everyone was up by 9 a.m. Sorry. Malehya said she tidied the house throughout the day and looked after the kids. She said she scrolled on her phone and at one point, because she was overstimulated. Again, that comment right there. Hey, Ninchi. Good to see you, honey. That comment right there is very odd to me. Very, very odd to me. Why? Why does she point out the moment that she is stimulated on that day? Enough to put this in the documents before kids go missing. What gets me about MBM is she talks about picking up baby Tylenol and whatnot for little M, but never mentions any cough syrup or any kind of remedies of Lilly. Yep. I believe Jack and Lilly were, as we say, the redheaded stepchild, that they were just treated horrible. They were the Cinderella, if you will, like they were just treated awful. Can you see that, Garden Gal? That's how I take out my stress. I clench. Yeah. Bad. I get injections for my TMJ. It's so bad. Okay. Moving on. Where was I? Okay. She tidies it up, all that. She had redacted in New Glasgow in the afternoon on Thursday, and she and Daniel went with all the kids. They drove the 2017 white Nissan Pathfinder. right, Daniel? That went to the big stop for gas, and she thought they might have gotten the kids bagels at Tim Hortons because your friend worked there, right? Daniel stayed in the car with the kids when she got redacted. Then they went to Starbucks drive through before going home, swiping grandma's card left and right, right? Because that's what these people do. In the evening, she was going to do some cleaning, but she was too tired. The kids were watching a TV show on TV. This is Thursday evening. She put Jack and Lilly to bed first, then Meadow, then went to bed herself. Malehya, what was the footnotes here? Okay. Then Malehya said they were late getting to bed that night and went around 9 p.m. They usually go to bed around 7 p.m. Lilly was wearing a pink sweater and pink pajamas with white shapes and a Barbie top with pink socks. Her hair was shoulder length and her backpack was beside her. Jack was wearing black sweatpants, a t-shirt, and a diaper, and because he was partially, potty trained. Daniel stayed up. She said he was going to clean the house for her. I guess the crystal was really hitting good that night, wasn't it, Daniel? Whenever he was in the bathroom around midnight, right, Malehya? Isn't that what you've told others, right? How does anyone believe either one of your asses? This is amazing to me. Let me see here. Daniel was going to stay up and clean for the house, but it wasn't clean when she got up, so she doesn't know what he did. Normally, he would do little projects around the house at night and fix things. Well, it doesn't look like that mother trucker fixed anything at that house, ever. Daniel said he went inside at dark. Yes. So did Janie, yet Jack and Lilly did as well, yet no one remembers this. Like, what the hell? Bingo. Yep. And I'm getting ready to get to something here. Oh, my nose is a jump. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Mods, how many thumbs ups do we got in both chats? Please let me know. Please hit that thumbs up button. Share this live out. Really appreciate you guys being here. DM wouldn't even let her leave with 3 kids because he knew how effing awful he was and that she might just potentially run away and never come back with his paychecks. He can't he can't stand rejection. No, he can't stand rejection, but also Malehya left around Easter. 3:11. Guys, we got 448 right now watching. Please hit that thumbs up because I really need this out for Jack and Lilly. Not as many people are talking about it, and we've got to keep the pressure. Hit that thumbs up, share out the live, consider becoming a member of the Pearl family. It all helps. I have a feeling because this isn't a personal experience of mine as a child in a similar home. I have a feeling when DM refers to them as excited, he pushed the issue until my heart, says Little Jack. God, that breaks my heart. Hey, Nancy, good to see you, honey. Okay. Excuse me. So Daniel stays up, right? And he's doing little projects around the house. But get this. Daniel can't remember what those projects were. Why can't Daniel remember what those projects were? all night. Right? Now, let's think about this a minute. Malehya tells people that something's happening around midnight or a little after midnight, right? Got it? Okay. Cool. Daniel says he checks on Lilly and Jack a little after midnight. Cool. Daniel stays up. Well, how long does Daniel stay up throughout the night? Because, Daniel's supposedly outside screaming for Jack and Lilly, running up and down the road, looking through culverts and all that by 9:40 that morning. How convenient. How convenient. Okay. Now, I need to play a little something here. Let me just show you this. This makes me angry. This case, guys, it makes me so angry because they are flat out lying on these two beautiful babies right here. It hurts. Just hurts my heart. Look at those innocent babies. I mean, I don't get it. How anyone can defend Daniel or Malehya. I won't get it. Because everyone down in their soul knows that those motherfuckers are lying on these two babies when they have been failed so many times already. Absolutely failed by everyone. So, I understand. I guess everyone needs someone in their court, but you can be in someone's court, I guess, and still defend Jack and Lilly and not make excuses for two lying assholes. I understand everyone needs somebody in their court, doesn't matter who you are. But you can still, I guess, defend Jack and Lilly, but not accept the bullshit that comes from Daniel, Malehya, or Janie. So, yeah. I want to play this little part right here. I'll be right back. I need the tinkles, and I'll be right back. I need to play this part right here.
That day that I watched Meadow, I got Jack and Lilly off the school bus. And I'll never forget the expression on the bus driver's face when I took Meadow and said, here, watch her while I get Jack out of the
timestamp.
Day off of Facebook because it would hurt their investigation. I am so tired of this investigation shit. I told them this.
Yes, investigation shit. Yes, let's give Janie an applause. He wants them found so bad, but this is investigation shit. Let's continue. I'll be right back.
2 months ago. And yet, we had one report from the RCMP of what they have done. It's been a month since we had an update on anything. So I just got it in my mind. It's time that I spoke out. And I did. No, I'm sorry. I don't have any pictures of Jack and Lilly to share with you. I'm sorry. I don't really have any pictures of my other 2 grandchildren. And because I got to see them The only pictures that I even have of that I get pictures of is my other 2 grandchildren. I don't have any pictures of Jack and Lilly. No, I'm sorry. I got to see them every day. Every day. So no, I'm sorry. Malehya would be the only one that would have any up-to-date pictures of Jack and Lilly. The ones that are on the flyers right now, let me have a look, are actually the up-to-date photos of Jack and Lilly, because Jack and Lilly just get their hair cut not long before that. So the pictures on the photo, on the flyers, are up-to-date pictures. Yes, my RV was searched twice on Friday and Sunday morning. As I said in my interview, I might have said Monday morning, but it was Sunday morning. On Friday, I had search and rescue check my trailer. The reason why is this officer Mason was going to come into my trailer, and I said, there's a dog in there. And she said to me, if you interfere in our investigation, I will have you removed from the premises. That's all I was saying to her, is there was a dog in there.
And all she said, Janie, was probably, take the fucking dog out. Pardon my French. It's ridiculous to say. Pardon me. It really is, Jessica. It's sad. Janie said she stained the chicken checks before because she was stressed. Guess there was no stress during the 26 years. Oh, Miss Joyous, thank you so much, darling. That's very kind. Thank you so much, honey. Really appreciate you, Miss Joyous. Very kind of you. Miss Joyous is amazing. You are a rock star. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, make sure you give our Joyous a big thank you.
I hope people are paying attention to this.
Welcome to Clutch Them Pearls. Yeah, you're in the clue. Shine bright like the stars this world never knew. We're dancing, laughing all around this world. Hold tight, shine bright, you're part of our pearl.
Thank you so much, Miss Joyous. Very kind of you, my dear. Shine great like a diamond. Yes, she is. I hope people are paying attention to this. You get it, Sandwich. You get it. Yeah. Okay, moving on here. Let me show you this. Which one do I have pulled up? Oh, not this. Okay. Check this out. Okay. Excuse me. I'll make it. Okay. So kids are generally a creature of habit. We're all a creature of habit, right? And she says everyone is up that morning. Meadow Thursday is up early. Kids are up early. Everyone's up fresh by 9 a.m., right? Not yet, at least, Sherry. Not yet, right? I think he will be, though. Now, here we go. Now, we're on to Friday morning. Now, listen to this. So, Daniel stayed up. He didn't do anything around the house that night that Malehya said she could see. But Daniel doesn't know what he did that night. He doesn't really have an explanation for it. Doesn't remember seeing Jack or Lilly or any memory about Meadow, any memory about Malehya about that night, except he has his eyes, goes to Jack and Lily's room around midnight or a little past midnight. Doesn't remember anything. On Friday morning, Malehya's alarm went off at 6 a.m. and another one at 6:15, which was when she used the school app to mark them out sick for the day. Why? Um, why? Why did she mark them absent Friday morning? Because they were still sick? Or was it because they were missing already? I think the latter, in my opinion. Malehya uses the school app. Malehya then went back to sleep. Daniel and Meadow were still sleeping, and there was no other noise in the house. Okay. Let's okay. So look at this. There was no other noise in the house. 6:15, she's up, marks the kids app for school. She goes back to sleep. Jack and Lily had to be sleeping at that time, right? Because she doesn't hear them at that time. No other noise in the house, even though I'm sure 99% of parents check on their children before they mark them absent that morning. Again, you've got to think of human behavior because a decision has to be made either the night before or that morning that the kids are not going to go to school. If you make the decision the night before, right, they're usually, sick because they're not going to be better by the next day. Well, yeah, you check on your children often. There's no mention of ibuprofen, Motrin, anything, nothing mention of a doctor's appointment, none of that. But there is no decision making either the night before. So I'm assuming Malehya makes the decision to keep them home that morning. But what do you do? Either the night before, you're going to say, they're not going to be ready to go to school tomorrow. So I'll mark them, but either way, before you mark them absent, especially if you decide to do it that morning, you are going to check on your kids to see how they are. How was the night? They slept through the night? Not up coughing or anything? Why couldn't they go to school that morning? Yeah, garden gal. Yeah. You need a bulldozer, an excavator for the bullshit these two pull. So 6:15, she doesn't hear anything in the house. Everyone's quiet. So Jack and Lily has to be asleep at that time, right? And the reason I say they have to be asleep at this time, because number one, Jack and Lily are kids. Kids are loud. But number two, she says, Daniel and Meadow were sleeping and there was no other noise in the house. Right? Now here, Malehya heard the kids playing in their bedroom around 8 a.m. Now, again, check the difference out where the story changes right here. Here, Malehya says she hears the kids in the bedroom at 8 a.m. But up here, Malehya says Lily came in their room, Daniel and Malehya in Meadows' room at 8:20 a.m. a couple times. And Daniel was sleeping the whole time and didn't wake up. And she didn't hear them again until 9:40. Second interview. Look at this, where the story changes. Here, she says Malehya heard the kids playing in their bedroom around 8 a.m. in their bedroom. Now, here, she doesn't say Jack and Lilly comes to their room, and she doesn't mention anything about seeing Lilly this time. They woke Meadow up. Jack and Lilly, she says here. So she took her into the bed and turned the TV on for her, then faded in and out of sleep. The kids were giggling and laughing at each other. Bullshit, Malehya. The kids were in their room right next to theirs, so they were loud. Okay. So, Malehya, your lying ass, changed your story here. First interview, you say Jack and Lilly were in their room. Lilly comes in, you're in Daniel's and Meadows' room, and you see with your eyes Lilly. The next time, the next interview, you say that Jack and Lilly woke up Meadow from their room, that they were loud, but you say they didn't come to your room, your Daniel and Meadows' room, but you say they woke Meadow up. So you got Meadow up and put Meadow in the bed. You don't mention anything about seeing Lilly this time. Okay. And what is a mother going to do if the loud kids in the other room is waking the baby? What is she going to do? What is any parent going to do? They're going to go in there and they're going to say, shh, settle down. Your sister is sleeping. You just woke her up. I just got her back to sleep. Every parent's going to do that. That's a natural thing. But Malehya doesn't say that here. Thank you, me and you. Malehya doesn't say that here. Malehya just says, they woke Meadow up. I put her back in bed, and I was dozing in and out of sleep, even though Jack and Lilly were still being loud in the other room. Okay. But you don't mention to them to be quiet, settle down, anything. You're just going to allow them to continue screaming, and you're going to sleep, dozing in and out. Daniel's, you're saying, sleeping like a rock, and you got a sleeping baby who's been asleep for hours, allegedly, right back to sleep. Didn't happen. And so anyone that talks to Malehya needs to ask her the tough questions, right? Ask her the tough questions. Because if you asked her these questions, with follow-up questions and held her ass accountable, it wouldn't work so well. Wouldn't work so well, would it? That's exactly right. They're both ass line. They're both ass line. Both of them. Excuse me. Okay. Now, it's so interesting how they always say the kids were giggling and laughing and playing, just like, lollipops and gummy bears, right? Around 9:40 a.m., she heard silence and told Daniel she didn't hear the kids. They got up together and checked in the living room and outside, then started yelling for them. When they didn't hear any answer, she called 911 at 10 a.m. Right? She had to turn off her Wi-Fi to get the bars of cell service and call from one spot in the house where there is good service. Again, she's the only person I've ever heard of having to turn off your Wi-Fi to get service. Number one. Number two, Daniel said she was outside whenever. One second. Hold on. Okay. Very interesting. Sorry. What was my question? Oh, Malehya says she had to turn off the Wi-Fi to get to a cell phone service, and this was at 10 a.m. But Daniel says while she is running, this is how, in my opinion, three of them are lying, in my opinion. Daniel says when he's running back down the hill, she's still on the phone with 911, right? Janie says when she gets a call from her brother, she's standing out in the yard beside Malehya at 10:16 that morning. But Malehya says she has to go to a corner of the trailer, inside the trailer, to get that. Ricketts, yeah. It's lack of vitamin D, lack of nutrition. It's very sad, man. Okay. She had to turn off the Wi-Fi to get the bars of cell service and call from one spot in the house where there is good service. Daniel walked around yelling for them to see if he would get a reply, and eventually took her Nissan Pathfinder to go look for them in the woods. Tell me, why, if your children were missing 20 minutes maximum, would you get in a car to go look for your kids? Your legs are a lot quicker than their two legs. You don't need a car. You just don't need a car to be going down Lansdowne Station in 289. If they've only been missing 20 minutes, they can't be that far. But Daniel's jumping in the, Nissan Pathfinder. Come the hell on. Okay. To go look for them in the woods. Janie was also out looking for them. She had the baby, meaning Malehya, so she could not look. Malehya said she did not think the kids had changed their clothes from the night before, and Lily's backpack was gone, so she assumed she had it with her. She described it as corduroy cream collared backpack with strawberries on it. Lilly and Jack's boots were gone. Lilly was wearing a size 13 rainbow pink boot. Jack was wearing a size 10 blue dinosaur boot. Regarding their normal routine, she said the following. She clarified on a regular morning when the kids go to school, she is up at 6:15 a.m. and she gets the kids ready, fed, and their teeth brushed before having them out at the bus at 7:28 a.m. I don't see Malehya getting up at 6:15 and the kids being on the bus at 7:28. To me, they look like the type that is 15 minutes max of probably getting them out there. I don't think she gets up an hour and 15 minutes. Just my opinion. She also clarified their sleeping arrangements. Meadow, Daniel, and Malehya share a room. Lilly and Jack also share a room, but they're divided into two because they would be up all hours of the night when it was an open concept. That's right. It was one, the whole room was like a 10 by 8 or 10 by 9, and that room was split in half because they would be up all night otherwise. It's not like, Malehya or Daniel could actually go in the room and, put them to bed like, I don't know, every other parent in the world does, so they won't be up all night. Listen, if your, kids are up, late in the hours, on a school night, when they're in, especially like elementary school, middle school, early middle school, like, come on, particularly elementary school, right? They're up all hours of the night because your ass can't get them to bed on a schedule on time. Get with the program, right? It's called a damn routine. You need it just as well as the parents or as the kids. Parents need it just as much as the kids. How about a bedtime story? Yeah, how about a routine? You know what I had when my kids were little? I had a glider in their bedrooms. Had a glider. Read a bedtime story, talk a little bit, sing, say our prayers, all whatever, every single night. Every single night. It's called a routine. And when they get a little bit older, what happens? They go to bed. It's just a natural rhythm. Just a natural rhythm for everyone. It's a natural flow. Kids love routine and discipline. They don't like it in the beginning, but afterwards, it becomes second nature. Yeah. Right, sandwich. Yeah. All kids need a routine. Absolutely. Absolutely. 1,000%. All adults need everybody needs a routine. Because if not, it's a cluster. It's just a cluster, to say the least. So they divided a little bedroom. And I'll be honest with you, that really concerns me. Them dividing this little bedroom, because I think there was locks on these little bedrooms. I think they were more like a dungeon, in my opinion, than they were a bedroom. If the parents didn't have one of those, kids didn't either. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the thing about the routine, it's just as much for you as it is the kids. Let's be real, right? It's just as much for you as it is the kids. They need to go to bed at a certain time, so you can go to bed at a certain time, or so you can do this at a certain time, or whatever. It's routine. It's is what it is, right? Okay. Redacted are Daniel's children. They do not normally live with them. They stay with their mom. They were not there at all the week Jack and Lilly went missing. Right? Okay. Okay. Now, Malehya recounts this again. Now, look at this. She continued to what happened on Friday morning when she said the same account she provided. Okay, in addition, she already, okay, let me find this. She said that Daniel was looking for the kids. He opened the front door. He put a wrench on top of the door the night before, and it didn't fall down. So Daniel said they must have gone out the back sliding doors. He no mercy, good to see my friend. Indiana, Captain. Machine on. Yes, I think that door was bolted. And I think Daniel ripped it off before the RCMP got there. I think he ripped off all the locks in the bedrooms before RCMP got there. Yep, that's right. That's right, Kim. The only one that had a routine was Malehya being a lazy ass and Daniel smoking his, mathematics. Okay. The door was shut, but the kids would normally leave it open if they went outside because it was so heavy. There are times when they would close it, meaning the sliding door. Malehya said Lilly and Jack did not normally wander on their own. They would if Daniel's kids were there, but not by themselves. I don't believe that either. Right? Either Jack wondered or he didn't. Like Janie said, Jack wouldn't lift up his feet, wouldn't walk that far. But Miss Malehya is saying, oh, they will here if Daniel's kids are. They either do or they don't. Malehya said she had a conversation with Janie in the yard and told her the kids were missing. Janie got ready and went to look for them. She told Malehya she heard them playing outside, and Daniel yelling. Malehya said she does not think she opened her phone or sent any messages around that time, which is a complete lie because Malehya tried to get a hold of her mother around that time. But I digress. Okay. She did call her mother and her grandmother after she called police. No, that was before and after. She said she used, listen to this, Text Plus because it allowed Wi Fi calling. Since she deleted the app because she doesn't need it anymore. She did not use Text Plus to call 911 because it does not let you. It does not let you. That is correct. But very interesting how you deleted that app, Miss Malehya. Whether you used it or not, why would you delete an app that quick? I wouldn't be worried about a fucking app on my phone in the first 2 weeks of my kids missing. I wouldn't be worried about installing and uninstalling a damn app on my phone. So it's kind of interesting. Your sorry ass did that. Moving forward. We know why you did it, Malehya, in my opinion, at least. Malehya said during the day, Daniel had erratic behaviors toward the police officers, she thought. He was very standoffish, and Daniel thought they weren't doing enough. Daniel's erratic behaviors, erratic, not looking people in the eye, all of that, right? Love you, Carol. Love you, Susie Q. Very interesting, right? Malehya said she was up late Friday night. She put Meadow to bed, but then stayed up. Daniel came in and just went to sleep. She thought he was tired from searching all day. She said she only got a couple hours of sleep. It was after 3 a.m. the last time she checked her phone, and she was up again around 6 a.m. How interesting. The night after, the first night Jack and Lilly go missing, they can tell you times on the dot, right? What time they went to bed, what time they was up, what time Daniel came. But the night Jack and Lilly go missing, it's just an ordinary day. How interesting. But after Jack and Lilly go missing, boy, 3 a.m., 6 a.m., got a couple hours of sleep. Daniel came in and crashed, all of that. So interesting. Right? The last time she checked her phone, she was up again around 6 a.m. McIntyre asked Malehya to look in her phone to confirm her timeline for Thursday. She provided him with the following information. 6:29, Malehya received a message to confirm the kids were marked absent from school. I'll go over that part later. I believe, I want to go over the Friday part. You know what? I might let's see here. This is Daniel's account that morning. One of his accounts. Right? This is Friday morning, the morning Jack and Lilly vanished. Daniel said he was in the bedroom with Malehya and Meadow, who were in bed with him. Lilly came in a couple times, but he did not check his phone to see the time. Again, Malehya, right? Malehya said earlier, you saw it, that she said she seen Lilly that morning, not the other way around, right? Absolutely, Kim. Absolutely. No bathing, no clean clothes, no meals that they could remember. Wasn't important to them. It wasn't important to them at all. It's not working. No bathing, no clean clothes. Yes. Very sad. Okay, now this is Daniel's account that morning. So that's already a contradiction. Malehya says she sees Meadow. Daniel says, sorry, not Meadow. Malehya says she sees Lilly that morning. Daniel says he sees Lilly that morning. Malehya says in the other interview that she doesn't see Lilly that morning, but Lilly and Jack wake her and the baby up, and they're loud in the next room, but she doesn't see them. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Lilly came in a couple times, according to Daniel, but he did not check his phone to see the time. The television was on and it was daylight outside. Nothing about with Malehya about a television being on. She's saying that the kids are loud and waking up Meadow in one of the stories, but Daniel says the TV's on and it's light outside. Lilly didn't say anything. She would just open the door and look in and then leave again. She did this 2 or 3 times. They used to remind her not to rush into the room because they wanted to make sure Meadow got good sleep. Sometimes the kids would wake her up. But Malehya already said Malehya already said in her second story that the kids woke Meadow up. Daniel was supposedly sleeping, Jack and Lilly woke Meadow up and her up, and she got Meadow out of the bed and put her in the bed with them. And Meadow went back to sleep and she was dozing in and out. It's so bad, guys. This is so bad. I can't even. Okay. Sometimes the kids would wake her up. Daniel said he got up and he didn't hear the kids. Who woke you up, Daniel? Did you wake yourself up? He thought it was only a few minutes since Lilly last poked her head in the door. He went out and saw the backsliding door was closed. The kids didn't usually close it when they went outside. Their boots were gone. Daniel ran around the house looking for them. So Daniel says in his other interviews that him and Malehya searched the house and all of that, and then went to look for them outside. He doesn't say anything about, if they're, when are you going to notice their boots are gone, right? Let's see here. Daniel ran around the house looking for them, but they were not there. Malehya got up when he got up as well and was looking. One second. Sorry about that. Daniel said, Malehya got up when he got up and was looking for the kids. Daniel ran outside. Then they were not in the yard and they couldn't see them. He got in the car and drove around. Then ran around in the woods looking for them. He searched for hours. HOURS. This is Daniel's first statement. He searched for hours. He said he did not look at the time and didn't even take his phone. You are a piece of garbage, Daniel. Piece of garbage. Craziness. Okay, guys. 1 second. Okay. Didn't Daniel say that when Lilly poked her head in the bedroom door, she said something like, "Hi, Dad." Yes, Hamatu, good to see you, my friend. He did say that later, after everyone said, like, it's rare for a kid to just keep poking their head in and out of a bedroom. Wouldn't she say something? And he later said, she said something like, "Hi, Dad," or something. So why wouldn't Daniel search the street on foot like children walking? Why the need for a car if there was no way that they got that far? Cindy, I just said that just a few minutes ago, right? The maximum they could have been gone is 20 minutes. Kids that, and that's like from the last time they heard them inside. Remember, they got their boots on and they played outside in the front or the backyard for a little bit, according to Janie. So they couldn't have been maximum 15 minutes away. And that's being very gracious with the time. So a 4 and a 6-year-old isn't running. They can't go that far. So why would you get in your car to go look in the woods? It just doesn't make sense. I think they know a lot more. I don't think that they know. Some people think that they don't know anything. I think they know a hell of a lot more. And Janie has recently said that RCMP aren't talking to them, that they're very quiet. And I think that's very interesting. Wade also said that they called him Dan, not Dad. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off here. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really, really do appreciate your time. Please share this live out. We're going to continue. There's some new stuff that I've again noticed that I'm going to continue covering. Don't let Jack and Lily's case fade away, please. I beg you. Share this out. Hit the thumbs up button. It's so important. They have been failed miserably, and there are adults lying on a 4 and a 6-year-old almost a year later. But I do believe that God will bring justice to Jack and Lilly, and I do believe the RCMP are going to get that justice for Jack and Lilly as well. Sure was. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Kelly. Thank you, Old Garden Gal, Summer, Shannon, Captain. Thank you. I don't know if it's I think I'm pretty biased, Captain. Thank you for that. I am pretty biased on this, but I'm not when it comes to Daniel and Malehya, I'm just not going to defend someone who's lying on their kids. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to do it. and I just can't defend one of them over the other because they're both lying, and it's very easily in the documents, the deception. So I you can, people lie to themselves and say, oh, well, Daniel doesn't know, or oh, Malehya doesn't know. Look at the documents. It doesn't lie. It's what they said. So, probably not sandwich. I got to be up at 5:30 in the morning. So, thank you, Summer Breeze. Yeah. I don't think Jack and Lilly are locked up anywhere. I think Jack and Lilly's souls are now as free as they can be with their heavenly Father. That's what I believe. They were really tried here on earth. I really believe that. This is an old song, but you know that song Concrete Angel by Martina McBride, for us old folks. It's a country song. That's what kind of Jack and Lilly remind me of, that song. Listen to it, you'll cry your eyes out when you hear it, though. But it's by Martina McBride, and it's called Concrete Angel. And that's what I believe. There was a lot of bad stuff that happened there. Yeah. Love you too, Dab. Love you guys. Appreciate you all. God bless each and every one of you. Justice for Jack and Lilly. Daniel, Malehya, Janie. God knows. And so does the RCMP, and so does a lot of other people have opinions. That is for sure. Good night, everyone. God bless. Justice for Jack and Lilly.